Hey everybody, this is Darren Spader again, Bay Area News Group, Mercury News, East Bay Times, here with Christian Babcock, Joseph Dykes, and Nathan Canela. We're doing a second show, which this is the second show for week 12, where we're going to pick the champions in each division for the upcoming North Coast section and Central Coast section playoffs, as well as the Oakland section championship, which will be decided in the Silver Bowl, correct,
Yes.
Joseph?
Played at Castlemont.
All right, and that's coming up later this month. We're going to start in the CCS. We're going to speed through these. We just finished our pick'em show, so be sure to check out our Week 12 picks for the playoffs. We picked 16 games this week. Let's start, and I think I explained this to Christian yesterday. Christian, do you got it now, that the Open/Division 1, how it all works?
I think I basically get it. I will get into this maybe a little later. I'm still curious if the champions could flip for NorCal, right, depending on circumstance.
Right. So teams on the bottom half of the bracket cannot win the Open Championship. They can only win the Division 1. So Sarah, Los Gatos, SoCal, and Reardon are on the bottom half of that bracket because it was adjusted, so they can only win the Division 1. They have to win 3 games like they would in a typical playoff. Whereas in the top half of the bracket, where they put the 1 and 2 seeds in there with the 7 and 8s, they, if they win week 1, will play for the Open Championship in week 2, and the winner advances to the regionals, or and the loser will slide down and play the winner of the semifinal game on the bottom half of the bracket for the Division 1 championship. And that's so these sections can get 2 teams into the state regionals because the state only takes section champions. So they don't take runners up. So you couldn't play a traditional bracket and say 1 versus 2 meeting in the 3rd week of the season. I think they did that a few years ago, but they don't do that any longer. If you lost that game, you're obviously not a section champion, so you couldn't go on to state. So anyhow, let's start with CCS Open Division 1. We're going to pick the Open champion first. I'm going to start with Joseph Dykes. Who do you got? CCS Open.
St. Francis. I know I just watched them lose to Reardon, but I think in a way, look, maybe losing was the best thing for St. Francis. A little bit of a wake-up call. They're going to be refocused. And they have plenty of talent. They've got the talent to do it. So, Lancers.
Yep. Nathan, who you got?
I agree. I'm going with St. Francis. I think Kingston is going to lead them to a Open Division title. So give me St. Francis.
Christian?
Yeah, Nathan mentioned this on the picks show, and he basically took the words out of my mouth. I would have picked Reardon if they were in the Open bracket. So I think St. Francis is the best team of the teams that are eligible to win this. And with Kingston, and Aaron Knapp's had some good games down the stretch too. So I'm going with St. Francis.
It's a clean sweep for St. Francis. I'm also taking the Lancers, and so is Mike Lefkow. Now we go to the Division 1 part, where I had St. Francis beating SI in the final. I think SI is going to win this week. So if that's the case, then SI would slide down to the Division 1 championship, which I think is going to happen. And I have them having a rematch with Reardon. Reardon, remember, blew a 21-0 lead, I believe, against SI during the league season. I'm taking Reardon to get its revenge, and Reardon will be the Division 1 champion for CCS. Lefkow is taking Sarah to be the Division 1 champion. Joseph, who do you got?
I have Sarah. I think that they have championship experience. I think that means something in the playoffs.
Christian.
Yeah, touched on it earlier. I was drinking the Reardon Kool-Aid earlier in the season. Then I spat it all out and dumped out the rest that I had. Well, I got it back now. I mean, the fact that they beat St. Francis by 10, I thought St. Francis was the clear-cut best team in the WCAL. They'd handle that game pretty easily. So I will make a promise here. If Reardon wins the D1 championship, I will drink purple Kool-Aid live on this show. So there you go, Crusaders. There's your motivation.
Purple Kool-Aid for Christian. Nathan, you also going to bring purple Kool-Aid in a few weeks? You taking the Crusaders to win Division 1 CCS?
I am taking Reardon. I will not drink purple Kool-Aid though. I think purple Kool-Aid is disgusting, but I will take Reardon. I do think Reardon's finally coming into its own. I think they're the most talented team in a WCAL, and now that they're rolling, I think it's dangerous for anybody who has to play them. So give me Reardon.
Yeah.
All right.
I think we should mention quickly, I know we covered this on the picks show, Reardon's going to have quite a hurdle to get over with SoCal in the first round, but if they get over that, I think they're going to win.
Right. I almost talked myself out of this pick talking about SoCal. That sounds like a very, very, very dangerous opponent coming to San Francisco on Saturday afternoon. Dwight Lowry is doing a hell of a job with SoCal, and Reardon's going to have to bring its A game. But Reardon can't say that nobody picks them, because 3 out of the 5 here are picking Reardon. CCS Division 2. Left guy's going Wilcox. I'm going Wilcox. Anybody else picking differently?
I'm going with Christopher.
All right. Joseph's going Christopher.
Obviously, I can't pick Wilcox because I picked Santa Teresa to pull off the upset. So
That's true. Nathan, you agree?
I do not agree. I think Wilcox is going to run through this division. I think they're even without. I know they're having a little bit of a quarterback injury right now, but even without that, I think Wilcox is going to win this pretty easily.
Christian?
Yeah, I got to say, I like Joseph's pick. If I had to pick someone other than Wilcox, Christopher would be up there. And depending on what happens with Kai Imahara, I reserve the right to perhaps swap to Christopher if circumstances dictate as such.
I can't do that.
Sure, I can. Absolutely, I can. But Wilcox is just, I mean, you look at the numbers, they're an excellent team. They dominate games, and they're heavily favored based on where they are in Cal Preps in this section. So I'm going with Wilcox.
All right. So that's 4 for Wilcox and 1 for Christopher. Division 3, I'll let you start, Joseph. Who do you got winning Division 3?
You know what? If Christian's gonna be drinking purple Kool-Aid, I will be eating clam chowder from Half Moon Bay on the show. If Half Moon Bay wins, I think, especially as the weather gets bad, cold, rainy, disgusting, I think that running game that Half Moon Bay has is gonna translate pretty well to the postseason.
Nathan, you agree with Joseph?
No, I do not. I think Willow Glen is going to win this section. I do believe that they're going to have to go to Carmel. If the seas hold, that's a tough game.
Neutral site. Remember, neutral site.
That's right. That's right. Neutral site.
Neutral
right.
site.
Yeah. Well, even better for Willow Glen, because I think they have the talent, and I think they've had a good year, and I think they're gonna win this section right here.
Christian?
Yeah, I'm going with somewhere where the weather is never bad, basically. I'm going with Carmel. I mean, they beat Christopher, who we all think is a very, very good team. They've not lost this year. They've dominated most of the games they've played. So give me Carmel.
Left Cal's also going with Carmel, but I agree with Nathan. I am taking Willow Glen. I think they've got something going on there this season. I don't know if it's a chip on the shoulder or what. The coach being back. I don't know what the heck's going on, but this is every week they impress me. I'm taking Willow Glen. Division 4 could be a storybook final if Piedmont Hills and Branham get there. I think that's going to happen. And I think when it does, the Branham and Stephen Johnson are going to pull it off and win CCS D4 to move on to the state regionals. Left Cal also taking Branham to win the CCS Division 4 title. I'll go back to Christian. Who do you got? You got Branham, or do you got someone else?
Yes, I do have Branham. This is my chip on the shoulder pick. I think they're probably the best team in this bracket anyway. And I know, Matt Keeley at Piedmont Hills is retiring too. But, I mean, the fact that Branham just found out last Friday, it's unexpected. I think they really love, their coach, Stephen Johnson. I think they're going to play as hard as they possibly can for him. And like I said, I think they're probably the best team anyway. So I'm going with Branham.
Nathan?
As we covered in the spring, this Branham program, the whole school has gone through a lot of turmoil the last 6 or 7 months. So I'm going to go. I do believe Branham's going to win this section title for Stephen Johnson. I think it's a great way for him to go out. I'm going to take Branham.
And probably even Landon, who's no longer there, I believe. Landon Jacobs, the AD that you wrote about quite a bit in the spring.
I would not be surprised if he's also included in winning it for Steven and for Landon. I think this is going to be a storybook ending. I think even for both, even with Landon out of there.
And Joseph?
I might have all these books behind me, but I don't buy the storybook ending. I actually have Sacred Heart Prep winning it. They beat Menlo Atherton a few weeks ago. And I mean, Mark Grieve, they won a division. I forget what division state title it was a few years ago in 2021. They have some championship experience. Yeah, I think the Gators win. Sorry guys, I'm not buying the storybook ending. Call me a hater. Plenty people have, but sorry.
Oh my goodness!
We call you a Trojan, Joseph. You're a Bruin hater over there.
Look, life ain't a Disney movie. I'm sorry.
Can we go to Division 5 now?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to let Christian start off. Who's going to win Division 5? CCS.
Yeah, I teased this on the picks show, but I am going with the 4 seed in Sequoia. I think they had a really strong close to the year. I think the fact that they lost to Carmont in the last week of the regular season might actually help them. There is no reason they're going to sleepwalk into this. And I think they have the style of play to beat a South San Francisco. I mean, they play a lot of close games. They like to run the ball. I think they'll be very comfortable in that kind of atmosphere. And so give me Sequoia.
Nathan?
Just like the Golden State Warriors did 17 and 18, I'm taking the South San Francisco Warriors to take this one. I think they go back to back. I think they've been pretty dominant all season. So I got South San Francisco.
Champion in Division 5. Joseph, do you agree with Nathan?
I mean, I wrote a whole thing in our CCS storylines about how South San Francisco has everything it needs to repeat, and I think they do. I mean, they brought back pretty much, I feel like they brought back the majority of last year's team. They were all juniors and sophomores. So, yeah, now they're still in Division 5. I think they win.
Well, Left Cal likes storybooks because he's got Gunn going from 0-10 2 years
Whoa.
ago, winning the championship in Division 5. To go to what would be 13-0 if they were to win this division. I agree with Nathan and Joseph. I think South San Francisco has too much. I'm taking them to repeat. So that's it for CCS. Let's move on to NCS. We're in the open division. It's the same format that the CCS has. The NCS actually had it first, where De La Salle and Pittsburgh could meet in the second weekend of the playoffs, and then Pittsburgh or De La Salle will drop down to play the Division I champion. De La Salle, this is I read Left Cal's little write-up. He says that this may be Justin Ballenbaugh's best team ever. I'm not sure about that. I know it's one of his best teams for sure. Definitely De La Salle's best team in several years, probably since the Henry Toa, who we saw on Sunday Night Football for the Houston Texans on Sunday night, and Isaiah Frosky, that era. This De La Salle team is really, really good. I've got Spartans winning the open division. They'll beat Pittsburgh in week 2 of the playoffs. Left Cal has De La Salle winning. Joseph, who you got?
Yeah, I'm going with De La Salle on this one. You guys know I like to pick against De La Salle, but I've seen them play a bunch of times now. There's no one in NCS that can beat them.
Nathan, you agree?
I don't agree. I think for Pittsburgh to hang around St. John Bosco as long as they did, it's going to translate to beating De La Salle. I think they'll make history. Their coach, I believe Charlie Ramirez was on the 1991 team that made history. So I think he knows what to do. I think they know what to do. And I think they have so much talent. I know Pittsburgh has a lot of talent in the past, but this team feels like it's gelling. And I'm going to go with Pittsburgh to pull off the biggest upset, and maybe in a bunch of years for us. So yeah, give me Pittsburgh.
Like 33 years?
Yeah, like 33 years.
I will say it's not outside of the realm of possibility for Pittsburgh to beat De La Salle. I will say that. I mean, Pittsburgh, they got talent, they've got depth, they have a good passing game, which you need to beat De La Salle. Maybe they do kind of what St. Mary Stockton did earlier in the year, where they kept it close, quick passing game, spread the field. And would I pick them to do that? Heck no. So Nathan, you can take your victory lap next or in a few weeks when it happens.
We haven't gotten Christian's pick yet, Christian, but I think I know who you're picking, given that your eye is about popped out of your head. So who do you got?
Yeah, it's funny. I brought up the Kool-Aid thing. I'm actually drinking green juice right now because morning. Anyway, but De La Salle, I mean, this was the easiest pick of any. It took me about a second to pick this one. I mean, they're just so good. I mean, they're like world champions at this point. They're beating teams from England that have players from all over the world, and they are so dominant this year. So De La Salle.
But yet one of our panelists has taken Pittsburgh.
Yo, well, I know they're going to play in a couple weeks, but Nathan, can you at least give us a score so De La Salle can print it out and put it on every locker room in the postseason?
Well, I don't think I'm going to go Clayton Valley on them, but here's what I think. I think it'll be, if Pittsburgh's going to win, it's going to have to be high scoring. It's going to have to be like in the 40s. So I think 45-42 Pittsburgh is what I predict.
You have Pittsburgh scoring 45 points on De La Salle.
That's the only way they're going to win. I don't think there's a path to win.
Path for victory besides scoring 45 points against that defense.
Yes. So I think it's going to take one of those Marley Alcantara, heroic games where he throws for 6 touchdowns for them to win. So
they're going to induct if that happens, they will induct the entire team at that Pittsburgh Hall of Fame immediately after the game.
They will immediately go from the field to an awards ceremony where they induct the entire team.
I think they'll have a statue ready if that. I mean, they'll build a statue
as a player and a coach. Let's move on to Division I NCS, where I think Pittsburgh's going to be dropping down to Division I, and I think while San Ramon Valley is a heck of a team, Pittsburgh beat them last year. I think they will beat them this year to advance to the regionals. And I not only think Pittsburgh's going to advance to the regionals, as you'll read in my little write-up about this division when we make this post, I've got Pittsburgh winning NorCal and winning its first state championship. So I think the Marley Alcantara era will end with Pittsburgh hoisting a state championship trophy down in Southern California. I just don't think they're going to beat De La Salle. Lefko's got Pittsburgh winning NCS Division I. Joseph, who you got?
I too have Pittsburgh winning. I have not looked ahead to who they might play in NorCal. I'm guessing it would be what, Folsom?
Could be, or
which would be fun. I think Pittsburgh wins. No, they win.
Christian, who you got?
Yeah, I am going with Pittsburgh too. I think they dropped down after a pretty lopsided loss to De La Salle. So hopefully they don't get too banged up, because I think that game with probably SRV will be a fantastic game. So hoping we'll see that this year.
Nathan, are you going to pick a second upset here?
No, I think if this is the route I'm going, I think De La Salle easily wins the Division I title. I think that an angry De La Salle coming off a loss would not be fun for, I guess, presumably SRV. So give me De La Salle in Division I.
All right. Okay. I guess we're going to continue on. I mean, all right, all of our viewers may be like on the floor passed out or something after hearing Nathan's pick. But let's go to Division II, where this is be a fun bracket. With Tristan Tia at Amador Valley, they've lost some close games, but I think this bracket suits them well. I'm taking Amador to win. Lefko's taking Amador. Joseph, who you got?
If there wasn't copyright infringement laws, I'd be playing Kendrick Lamar right now. I think Bishop O'Dowd. They just have something going. They got it rolling in Oakland.
Yeah. Wow. And the Dragons.
Go Dragons.
Waving the Oakland flag.
Waving the Oakland flag. I guess I have a cell flag back here, but that's not really Oakland. So, yeah.
Nathan, you agree with Joseph?
I don't. I think Amador Valley they're rolling. Even though they lost last week, I think they have the best player in that bracket, and Tristan Tia. I think they're gonna. Liberty beat them. I think earlier this season, but I don't see them beating them a second time. I think Amador Valley is gonna win this title.
You read my write-up. That's what I wrote too. So, Christian, who do you got?
Yeah, I've said give me Liberty a few times this year. I will not say it this time. I think it's probably Liberty AV in the championship. And I mean, look, Sage Robertson threw 6 touchdown passes in one game. So they're very capable of winning this game, and he's an excellent quarterback. But Tristan Tia is different. I think this is kind of his time. Like you said, the bracket lines up well for them to win this bracket as the 2 seed. So I'm going with AV.
Division III, Christian, since
Who
you
left you have?
oh, lefty, he had AV too. Yeah.
Okay.
So, yep. So AV for everybody but you, Joseph. Since you wrapped this one up, Christian, in Division 2, we'll let you start in Division 3. Who do you got winning?
Yeah, we just did our picks show, and I was talking about how good Northgate is, and I was really tempted to pick them, but I think Akalani's. I mean, they've been probably the most consistently good team out of all these teams all year. The fact that they didn't win that 43-year league championship outright for the first time, I think could help them, kind of galvanize them. Obviously, that's 3 weeks away at this point, but I'm going with Akalani's.
Nathan?
I'm going with Campolindo. I think playoff Campolindo is a real thing. I think they're licking their chops to be seeing Akalani's in the title game, and I think they're going to pull it off. I think I got Campolindo.
Wow. Okay. Joseph, you agree with Nathan?
This is assuming that Tyler Winkles is healthy and the offense will be back on track. I don't see anybody stopping Akalani's. And on top of that, they got two dudes on the defensive line, in Bethel Imasuan and Deontay Littlejohn, that I don't think anyone in Division 3 can block them. So,
And Lefkow also has Akalani's, and I have Akalani's, but that's assuming the quarterback is healthy.
yes.
I hope they sat him last week for precautionary reasons,
Yes.
but we will find out. Maybe they can send him out in the first round. I don't know. I don't. Can they get by the first round without their starting quarterback, Joseph?
I think so. They're playing. Who are they playing in the first round? I don't have it in front of me, but I think they should be able to handle the 8 seed
In Division 3.
Division 3.
Okay, we got a few more divisions left. Let's go Division 4. I'll let you go first, Joseph. Who you got winning Division 4?
You know what? Call me crazy. I think Livermore. Oh, I see Nathan over there looking shocked, and Christian too. But hey, you know what? Livermore, they lose last week of the season.
Oh my God.
I really could not pick a team. I really could not figure out this bracket. So, yeah, Kamari Robinson.
I don't know about that.
Oh my goodness. Nathan, you agree?
I do not agree. Not at all. I was going back and forth to see. I was between Ukiah and American Canyon, and I'm going to go with American Canyon. I think they had a really solid. I think they started like 8 or 9-0, and they've had a really solid start, and I think they're going to keep rolling. I think they could win this section.
Christian?
Oh my God, Joseph, you got me crying over here. Oh my God, the train is off the rails here, just off the rails. Good luck to Livermore, man, but then no, I'm going with Ukiah. I mean, they're a really, really good team. They've been dominant all year. I think they're the best team in this division by a fair amount, so I'm going with Ukiah.
And I agree with Christian. I'm taking Ukiah. Lefkow agrees with Nathan. He's taking American Canyon. Sorry, Joseph, nobody else took Livermore.
Shocking.
Shocking. This next bracket, Division 5, where last year the top 2 teams were in Division 6, where St. Vincent de Paul blew out Salesian last year in the finals. Salesian's had a great year. I just don't think that they're going to make up 36 points against St. Vincent de Paul, the Petaluma team. I'm taking St. Vincent de Paul to win this bracket. Lefkow's taking St. Vincent de Paul. Joseph, who you got?
Yeah, I'm going with St. Vincent de Paul as well.
All right. Nathan?
I'm going Salesian. I think Salesian has some brewing here, and I'm going to take them in an upset against St. Vincent de Paul.
And Christian?
Yeah, I mean, Salesians had a great year. Good luck to them. St. Vincent de Paul is way up in CalPreps. It's 154, which for a D5 team, that seems almost silly. So I'm going with St. Vincent de Paul.
All right. Maybe next year we'll see St. Vincent de Paul in Open/Division 1, where I'm sure they would be thrilled to be playing De La Salle, right? Yes.
They're going to beat them. They're going to beat them, Darren.
Yes, according to Nathan.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Division 6, Christian, we'll let you start. Who you got?
There you go. Okay. Got to get my divisions right. I'm going with Miramonte. I think this division, this bracket is really wide open. I think you could 3 to 5 different teams could win this depending on how things fall. I know Miramonte lost all their league games, but they're in a pretty good league. and I think they're going to be battle tested against some teams that play in smaller leagues. So I'm going to go with Miramonte.
Nathan?
Yeah, I'm going Miramonte as well. I think if seeds hold, they're going to have to play at Arcata, but I think Arcata played a somewhat close game against Oakland earlier in the season. And I think Miramonte is a little better than both teams, so I'm going to go with Miramonte.
Joseph?
So Miramonte, they won Division 5 last year in NCS. They lost all their league games, but they were competitive in, I think, 2 of those games. I've seen Arcata. Arcata is a really solid team. They are not DAL. They are not DAL foothill caliber. So I think Miramonte wins pretty easily.
I agree with all of you guys. I think Miramonte, the competition in Division 6, no disrespect to Division 6, is not near the caliber of competition that Miramonte has seen in the DAL foothill. It's not even close, I don't think. So I'm taking Miramonte to win. Left Cal, on the other hand, is taking Arcata to win. So 4 for Miramonte.
Like those losing teams.
Yes. Division 7. Where Moreau Catholic is the top seed, and I've got Moreau Catholic winning this division to move on to state. Left Cal also has Moreau Catholic winning. Do you guys all have Moreau? No. Nathan, who you got?
I have Moreau. I think I know some conversations they thought they'd be even higher, even possibly in Division 4 or 5, and I think this is a kind of a gift to them that this top seed Division 7. So I think Moreau is going to pretty much run through this bracket, and they're gonna win it.
Christian, you were shaking your head. Who you got?
Yeah, I think it's pretty close to a coin flip between Piedmont and Moreau. And Piedmont has just been, they've won several games by 30 points, 40 points. They've had a great season. They haven't lost since week 1. I think Piedmont's going to win this bracket.
Joseph?
Yeah, I'm going with Piedmont. I was kind of surprised they were put in Division 7. I've seen them play in person. They're a pretty big team. I think they have the athletes. They could play in a higher division. So I think Piedmont wins.
I think they had one common opponent. Didn't they both play Salesian, Moreau, and Piedmont?
Yes.
And I think Moreau was much more competitive with Salesian than Piedmont.
It was early in the season. I think
it was early in the season, but Moreau also played in the WACC Foothill.
Mm-hmm.
So they were playing better teams. That's why I took Moreau. But we'll see. That's no disrespect to Piedmont. I could see them also winning this division. I'm just going to take Moreau. Same with Left Cow and Nathan. Last one on the pick is the Oakland section. Is anyone going to beat Mac?
No.
No. Everybody's got Mac winning.
Although I do think it's going to be a little more competitive than the regular season game.
They just played the second best team and won 50-0.
I think it might be something like 42-14. Okay, no running
Nathan,
clock.
do you agree with that, or do you think it's going to be more like 50-0?
I think it might be 60-0. I think Mac is. They get up for the Silver Bowl, and they're going to be up for. I think, especially this time around, since their league record streak was broken. I think they're going to really want to make a statement. So I got Mac.
But not on the field. It was broken off the field.
Off the field. Yes.
You know what? I'm probably going to be at the game, so I'm just trying to talk myself into, hey, the game might be close for a first half. It might be 21-7 going to halftime. Might be in down a little bit.
All
probably
right.
not. But
you keep thinking that. Meanwhile, we're going to get back to work. Anybody have a closing thought, closing take before we wrap it up?
believe in Livermore.
Or Nathan, believe in Pittsburgh?
Yeah, I think once Pittsburgh wins in a couple weeks, I think I'll be definitely have some maybe I'll have some orange Kool-Aid. I don't know if that's a thing, but I'll
No, it is a thing. Orange Kool-Aid is very good. Christian, what was more shocking? Nathan picking Pittsburgh or Joseph taking Livermore to go all the way to win a section title?
Well, it's funny. It would be interesting to see the numbers on which of those two is more unlikely. But in a very real human sense, I almost fell out of my chair when Joseph said Livermore. So I'm going with that one.
All right. That's a wrap. Check us out, mercurynews.com, eastbaytimes.com. Our coverage all weekend, all week, and throughout the playoffs, and then into winter sports as we'll be transitioning to basketball and soccer very soon.